Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. For those of you who are wondering who I am, so my name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I'll be your instructor for this Flutter Development course. I am currently working as an intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and I have been an ex-Flutter developer intern at AppScript, where my primary goal was to develop Flutter applications totally from scratch depending upon the needs. I'm also an instructor on Udemy and Unacademy, where my Flutter development courses have more than 10,000 plus enrollments, so you can check them out as well. For those of you who are wondering what Newton School is, so Newton School is a platform which helps you to learn and develop the skills that you need for your best tech career. There are courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals, and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer. It also has a network of more than 300 great companies who hire directly from Newton School. So once the training is completed, Newton School also ensures that you are placed with one of the best companies in the country. There is also a pay after placement program where you are placed and you are make sure that you are placed with a minimum CTC of 5 lakh rupees per annum. And there is another awesome initiative which they are having, which is known as Launchpad, where they are providing you with some of the courses for free of cost. And there is also an editor which is available online on which you can practice for those courses and run your code. And once you have completed those courses, you will also be getting a certificate of completion. So make sure to check out both Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. So in this video we are going to cover about two more plugins which you will be using when you are developing your Flutter app, or which are some of the plugins which are used mostly when someone is dealing or working with Flutter. So the first plugin which I am going to cover in this video is the intro slider plugin. So what intro slider plugin is for? So you must have seen in various different apps which provides you with some of the features, like when you are opening with an app, it is providing you with 3 different screens. So you need to swipe through those screens to see or to start using the app. Those screens are basically for telling the user about the gist of the features which the app is providing. So let me tell you this, or let me keep this with an example. So for example, you are having a WhatsApp application. So when you will be opening the WhatsApp, it will be providing you with the some screen, like you can send messages, you can send images, and it is also providing you with a video call feature. So like all the features which an app is providing, you can list those features in basic, like one line or two line with some title or an image to display the significance of that feature. So you can add that inside the intro slider. So basically adding 2 or 3 screens which the user can swipe from or like navigate through by clicking the skip or the next button, and will be these will be the screens which will be displaying at once at the first time of the opening of the app only. So these are the screens that will be displayed in that particular condition. So we'll be implementing those screen with the intro slider as well. And the second plugin which I'm going to cover in this video is the path provider plugin. I will be covering more about it, like why do we need this plugin, how we are implementing this plugin, and what is the use of this plugin. I'll be covering more about each of the particular things related to the path provider in the upcoming part of the video or in the later part of this video. So be stay tuned for the same. And now let me switch my screen and let's start implementing the intro slider plugin and the path provider plugin. So here you can see that I have opened my app and the screen which we have created in the previous video. So in the previous video I have told you implementation for two different widgets. The first one was the Flutter spin kit, which was for enabling or adding various different spinners or the loading options when your app is loading or some data in your app is being processed. And the second plugin which we did in the previous video was the Google Fonts plugin for adding various different fonts which Google provides. So there are more than 977 fonts which are provided by Google, so we can add any of them inside our app and make our app look much more attractive and pleasing to the user. So we have covered both of those plugins in the previous video. So for this video I'll be starting with the plugin which I have just explained you about, or the features for which I have just explained you about. So before starting for that, let me remove the code which I won't be needing for this video. So I'll be removing this container part, the body of this widget, and I'll be going to the pubspec.yaml file and removing these two as well. Now I'll be opening my browser and will be searching intro_slider and going under the installing section, copying the dependency part for adding it inside our project, the pubspec.yaml file, and hitting Ctrl+S so that this package is fetched. At the time of this recording, the current version of this package which I am using in this video is 3.0.2 and it is a null safe version. As I have hit Control S, you can see over here that the flutter pub-get command is being run over here in the description in the output, and you can see that it has exited with a code 0. Now let's start working on the implementation of it, and let's start implementing it in our app. But also I need to remove these two imports as we have removed the packages for the same. So here you can see that I have opened my main.dart file, and for the body of this main.dart we'll be starting implementing the default intro slider for our app. So let's start creating a variable. So I'll be creating a variable with the type of list, which will be taking a type of slide inside it, and the name of this variable will be slides. So these will be multiple slides which we can add inside our app, or which we'll be adding inside our app. Next I'll be having a init state. So we'll be using this init state for adding various different slides inside our app, and we'll also be having another function with the name of onDonePress. So creating the function, it will be having the return type of void. The name of it will be onDonePress, and inside it we'll be printing we'll be adding a print statement which will be for telling us, or will be displaying, that we are at the end of the slides. So end of slides over here. After this, what we have to do is we have to add, or in place of this scaffold, what we can do is we can remove this particular scaffold and we can add the intro slider over here. So the intro slider widget will be the widget which we will be using for displaying the different slides which we will be adding in the init state method. So for the slides, I'll be specifying the slides list which we have created above. So this dot slides, and for the onDonePress, I'll be passing the this dot onPress. So this will be signifying that we are using the onDonePress which is present in this file only. So that's why we are using a this initializer over here, or the this keyword. Now inside the init state, we need to add multiple slides which we want to add inside our app. So I'll be starting with that. So for that, for adding any item in a list, we use .add method. So slides.add, and inside it we'll be adding a new slide. So this new slide will be having a title at first. So the title for the slide will be eraser. This is the basic implementation which I am going to tell you in this. And after, let me add some commas so that formatting could occur. And after this title, I am passing a description over here. Let me add some text over here. So allow Miles would place the leave behind. Let me add some more text over here. This is the eraser screen of the slides. Next, I'll be adding a path image to it. So you can add a path image as well. For that, I'll be adding some more images inside the assets directory. So you can see that my assets directory has various different wave files. So I'll be adding those images inside it. So let me open the assets directory quickly. Let me open the images which I'll be needing inside the assets directory. So I'll be downloading the files which I'll be needing for this implementation. So let me download the files quickly. So I need this photo eraser file from here, the photo pencil, and the photo ruler.png. Yeah, these are the three files which I'll be needing. So let me download these. Opening the files, or moving the files inside this assets directory from my downloads folder. So here are the files and moving them inside it. So you can see over here that I have added 3 files over here. Now for the path image, I'll be passing those images, or the relative path of this images. So copying the relative path and passing it in the form of a string. Next thing which we need to add over here is a background color for this particular slide. So it will be having the background color, and we'll be passing color inside it with a hex code of an orange accent color, or it would be mostly similar to the orange accent. So these are the things which we need, or which we have to pass inside the slides. So let me just copy this particular slide from here, and let's just copy the slides.add and pasting it 2 more times, replacing this backslash with a forward slash here as well, and here as well. and replacing the title for the second one as pencil, and replacing the text as well. So eraser, in place of eraser we can write pencil, and in place of this eraser we can write a ruler, and in place of this eraser over here adding ruler over here as well, and changing the colors for each of these screens. So copying the color, pasting it over here, and copying the color and pasting it over here. For the relative file names as well, I'll be changing this eraser to pencil and this eraser to ruler as well, saving it to see if the things are taking place. So you can see that it is providing us with an error that margin equals to null or margin dot is negative is not true. Let's restart the app once. So here you can see that as we have hot restarted the app, the things or the changes which are present inside the app or which we have added in the app are taking place, and we are provided with the slider. You can see the title is appearing over here, the image which we have added the path image for is appearing over here, and the description for which we have added is appearing over here. We are also provided with the skip and 3 different sliders options which we can slide through by clicking the next option or by sliding right. And we are also provided with the skip option, so when we will be clicking on this skip option we are directly taken to the last point of our or the last slide which is present inside the slider list. So this is the implementation for the slider. So as I have already explained you that why do we need this slider. So basically for telling the user about the basic gist of app, like if you are having a download option present inside the app, or if you are having some other option present inside the app, then you can provide the user with the gist of all those options in this particular slider menu only. So that's why we can add a slider inside our app and implement it through this intro slider package. Although there are different some basic implementation or the implementation from scratch which you can use for implementing different types of sliders. You can change the position of this the image you are displaying, the title. You can change the buttons, like the skip button should not be occurring, or in place of skip finish button should be occurring, or something like that, or the points which are occurring or the dots which are occurring which are signifying each of this page should be in different formats. So you can change those as well, but those are a kind of implementation which you need to learn once you are up with the basics. So I'll be covering about them in the upcoming videos. So let me move towards the next widget which I am going to cover in this video. So for that package or the next dependency which I am going to cover in this video is the path provider. So let me first remove the part which I won't be needing for this video. So changing this complete thing or hitting Ctrl Z. And deleting this particular list and the function as well. Now I'll be going on my Chrome browser and will be searching path provider. So what path provider is and why do we need a path provider, how do we implement it, let me tell you all about that. So path provider is a Flutter plugin for getting commonly used location on the host platform file system, such as the temporary directory or the app directory. To keep it in a simple way, if you are having a particular app in which you want to save something to the local storage or to the local files, so in that particular case you will be needing the directory location or the location where the files will be saved. So in that particular case we are using a path provider plugin. So path provider fetches the what we can say location or the directory of the app, so where the data for the app will be stored or the temporary data for the app will be stored. So it fetches all the data related to or the location related to that, and it provides you with that location, and you can use that location for storing the files inside the local storage. You can also store database files using SQLite as a database storage solution, and you can store that by getting the location for the file, the folder where the file will be stored using path provider. So that's too much about path provider, I know, but let's start implementing, as the implementation path for the path provider is pretty simple. So let me start by adding it inside pubspec.yaml file. So I'll be going under its installing. So at the time of the recording of this video, the current version which path provider provides is 2.0.2, which is a null safe version. and it is having around 1.74k likes. So this is for the basic about the path provider, the version which I am using. Hitting Ctrl S so that flutter pub get command is run in the background and it is fetched for us. Once it is fetched completely, I'll start implementing it as well. So you can see that it has exited with a code 0, which means that the fetching has been completed. So inside this music implementation state only, we'll be creating a variable. So I'll be creating a variable, or let me just create a function, as we'll be needing await as well. So I'll be creating a function with the get dir locations. There's a typo, so get dir locations. It will be of a type async, and inside it we'll be having directory temp dir. I need to create this as well, so I'll be creating, let me just hit Ctrl Z and create it first. So directory temp dir, and assigning the value of it as directory only. So directory for now. Let me pass the path as null. We'll be setting the value of this temp directory inside this get location or the get dir locations function. So inside this async, what I'll be doing is I'll be assigning the value of this temp dir equals to by get temp redirectory. So this is a method which is available inside this path provider. So we are provided with a method inside this for getting the temporary directory. So that's why I've assigned the value of temporary directory over here. And then we can assign the value of this temporary directory to a string if we want to display it to the user. So let me create a string with the name of temp path and assign an empty string to it for now. And here inside this I can set the value of this temp path equals to temp dir, which we have got above, and dot dir or dot path. Yeah, it needs to be dot path. So this is how we can get the directory or the temporary directory. Next I need to run the set state so that the values are updated dynamically, creating the init state function in which we will be running this get dir locations function. So inside this we will be running get dir locations function, and after that we need to add the body as well. So for the body, what I'll be doing is I'll be adding a column which will be having multiple children. So the first children it will be taking is a text which will be displaying the temp path as it is in a form of a string. So saving it. For now I guess it will be providing us with an error, but it will be taking a longer time for the hot reload to run, or I guess I need to restart the app once. So you can see that it is providing us with a blank screen after the hot reload has completed. Let me hot restart it. The application has been restarted. So you can see over here that it is providing us with an location or the directory where this is the temporary directory for storing the caches or the files which we will be needing once the user session is ongoing. So if the user has opened the app and we need some particular file, so that will be stored under the cache directory of the data user 0, and this is our package name, and it will be storing it all the things under the cache directory. Now let me show you the app directory where all the files related to the app are stored. So I'll be creating another two variables with which will be having a type of directory and a string. The name of it will be app.doc dir. I'll be assigning the value of it to directory again, as I am going to update it inside the get dir locations, and another string variable with the name of app.doc path, assigning it to empty string as well. For it, let me pass an empty string. Next, app.doc dir will be equal to await get application documents directory, and the app.doc string will be equal to it is app.doc path. The app.doc path will be equal to app.doc dir dot path, and the set state will be running and it will be updating the value. Let me add another text over here for displaying the app doc path, adding some commas so the formatting could take place. Hitting Ctrl S, so hot reload is completed. Let me hot restart the app so that the changes could occur over here. And we are fetched, the app is fetching the app doc path for us as well. So I guess the hot restart is completed, and here you can see that it has fetched the app doc dir where all the files related to our application will be stored. So the first line will be showing you the location where all the temporary data for our app will be stored, and in the second line is showing you the location where all the data related to our app will be stored, that is the app_flutter directory. So this was for this particular video where I have told you about two different packages which you can implement. The first one being the intro slider, which is for providing you with the different slides which you want to show to the user, which will be providing the user with the gist of various different things which are present inside your app. And the second package which I have covered in this video is the path provider package, which is for getting the path for the different directories which are present inside our app, so that we can use those directories to store various different data which we are having inside our app. It could be the temporary data or the data which will be staying in the app related to the database or some images. So this is used for storing those particular files. So this was it for this video. If you have got to learn something new from this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you would like to see and what you want me to cover and what you have learned through this video. So comment that down below as well. Apart from that, share this video with your friends or with communities where people are talking about Flutter and want to learn Flutter. And make sure to subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates related to the Flutter development course which is being posted. So a new video is posted every alternate day, so make sure to give it a subscribe as well and click the bell icon as well. And also check out Newton School and the Launchpad through the link given in the description. So make sure to check them out as well. And this was it for this video, and stay tuned for the upcoming ones. Thank you for watching.